What's going on, guys? Lon here from Android Authority, and if you loved everything about the Galaxy S6 Edge but wished it came in a much bigger size, well, Samsung has your answer. This is your first look and hands-on of the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. When it comes to design, the Plus moniker always suggests one thing: a bigger and usually better version of a phone that already currently exists, and that's exactly what you're getting here with the S6 Edge Plus. The S6 Edge Plus is practically identical to the S6 Edge in pretty much every way, from the button placement, the glass on the front and back, and the solid metal frame that thins out along the curved edges of the glass, but it's obviously a much bigger phone. The bigger size definitely makes one-handed usability a little bit more difficult than the normal S6 Edge, but if you're used to and love smartphones of this size, then you'll already know exactly what to expect. On the front, you'll find a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED panel, which is a significant bump up from the 5.1-inch screen on the S6 Edge, but the resolution remains the same at Quad HD or 2560 by 1440. The pixel density does take a small dip, but it's still well over 500, and if we're being perfectly honest here, you're most likely not going to notice a difference. The screen is still extremely sharp, vibrant, bright, and colorful, with very deep blacks, just as you would expect from a typical Samsung-made AMOLED panel. With a much larger screen, the S6 Edge Plus should provide for a much better media experience when it comes to web browsing, videos, and games, and the two curved edges along the sides are just as aesthetically pleasing to look at as they were before, but Samsung is looking to make them a lot more useful this time around. On the inside, the S6 Edge Plus features the same Exynos 7420 from the S6 Edge, with the biggest difference being an additional 1 gig of RAM for a total of 4 gigabytes. The extra gig of RAM certainly doesn't hurt and should make jumping between a ton of applications an even smoother experience, and so far the device has been very responsive and snappy. This really isn't any surprise, considering we've already seen this processor in action, and Samsung's revamped and slimmed down version of TouchWiz definitely makes a pretty big impact on the overall performance. Other hardware on the S6 Edge Plus includes 32 and 64 gigs of internal storage, but unfortunately there's still no option for micro SD card expansion, which I can already tell is going to be somewhat of a head scratcher considering there's only 2 storage options. The fingerprint scanner is still integrated directly into the home button utilizing Samsung's new touch type method that's much more faster and accurate, and the heart rate monitor is still located on the backside next to the camera. For the battery, the S6 Edge Plus packs a 3000 mAh battery that's non-removable, and 3000 mAh is still a fairly respectable size, but the large high-res 5.7-inch screen and powerful processor inside is already raising some concerns, but hopefully it's more than good enough for just a full day. Like many other recent Samsung flagships, you also get fast charging capabilities and compatibility with all forms of wireless charging for faster and easier charging. On the rear is a 16 megapixel f1.9 sensor just like the S6 Edge, but the front camera has now been bumped up to a 5 megapixel sensor for some higher resolution selfie shots. Considering the S6 has one of the best smartphone cameras of the year, it probably won't be too much of a surprise if the story is the same with the S6 Edge Plus. You can still double tap the home button to quickly launch the camera app from anywhere just like before, and the camera app for the most part is still the same, but Samsung has now added the ability to create video collages, allowing you to record 4 short clips and stitch them together all into a single video. You can also now create live broadcasts similar to something like Periscope that can feed directly to YouTube, which can be pretty useful when you want to share a moment with your followers on the fly. The S6 Edge Plus is going to ship with Android 5.1.1 Lollipop with Samsung's latest version of TouchWiz. Just like the S6 and S6 Edge, this is a much more toned down version of TouchWiz with lesser unnecessary features and bloat, but one minor aesthetic change is with the icons. They're now rounded off squares that make the UI look a lot cleaner and more uniform in comparison to the older Samsung icons. All of the features that take advantage of the dual edge glass like night clock, information stream, edge lighting, and people edge are all still available, but Samsung has made a few key improvements that make the edge features a little bit more useful than before. Besides just contacts, the people edge is now capable of housing any of your favorite applications and can easily be accessed no matter where you are within the phone and not tied down specifically to just the home screen. The pull tab can also be relocated to anywhere along the left and right edges to make it easier to reach, especially if you have smaller hands. Because the S6 Edge Plus is a much larger device, Samsung has added a triple tap shortcut of the home button that shrinks the screen to a smaller size to help with one-handed usability. We've seen this feature before on many other large screen smartphones, but the triple tap of the home button is a unique touch that makes the feature easy to get to. But there you have it for this quick hands-on look of the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up down below, and also don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on our full review of the S6 Edge Plus when it goes live. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and keep it tuned to Android Authority because we are your source for all things Android.